Next question is, where can a developer identify the time taken by each process in a transaction using Developer Console Log Inspector? Option A. Performance Tree tab under Stack Tree panel. Option B. Execution Tree tab under Stack Tree panel. Option C. Timeline tab under Execution Overview panel. Option D. Save Order tab under Execution Overview panel. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, which two platform features align to the controller portion of MVC architecture? Choose two options. Option A. Process Builder Actions. Option B. Workflow Rules. Option C. Standard Objects. Option D. Date Fields. Correct answer is option A and option B. Next question is, a developer needs to test an invoicing system integration. After reviewing the number of transactions required for the test, the developer estimates that the test data will total about 2 GB of data storage. Production data is not required for the integration testing. Which two environments meet the requirements for testing? Choose two options. Option A. Developer Sandbox. Option B. Full Sandbox. Option C. Developer Edition. Option D. Partial Sandbox. Option E. Developer Pro Sandbox. Correct answer is option B and option D. These are the top 50 most common certification questions that you could have in your exam. If you want to download the complete list of current updated questions, please download it from the link provided in the description. Question is, a developer encounters apex heap limit errors in a trigger. Which two methods should the developer use to avoid this error? Choose two options. Option A. Use the transient keyword when declaring variables. Option B. Query and store fields from the related object in a collection when updating related objects. Option C. Remove or set collections to null after use. Option D. Use SOQL for loops instead of assigning large queries results to a single collection and looping through the collection. Correct answer is option A and option D. Next question is, which approach should be used to provide test data for a test class? Option A. Query for existing records in the database. Option B. Execute anonymous code blocks that create data. Option C. Use a test data factory class to create test data. Option D. Access data in @testVisible class variables. Correct answer is option C. Next question is, what is the requirement for a class to be used as a custom visual force controller? Option A. Any top-level Apex class that has a constructor that returns a page reference. Option B. Any top-level Apex class that extends a page reference. Option C. Any top-level Apex class that has a default no-argument constructor. Option D. Any top-level Apex class that implements the controller interface. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, a newly hired developer discovers that there are multiple triggers on the case object. What should the developer consider when working with triggers? Option A. Developers must dictate the order of trigger execution. Option B. Trigger execution order is based on creation date and time. Option C. Unit test must specify the trigger being tested. Option D. Trigger execution order is not guaranteed for the same S object. Correct answer is option D. Next question is, how should a developer prevent a recursive trigger? Option A. Use a one trigger per object pattern. Option B. Use a static Boolean variable. Option C. Use a trigger handler. Option D. Use a private Boolean variable. Correct answer is option B. Next question is, which three options can be accomplished with formula field? Choose three options. Option A. Generate a link using the hyperlink function to a specific record. Option B. Display the previous value for a field using the prior value function. Option C. Determine if a datetime field value has passed using the now function. Option D. Return and display a field value from another object using the VLOOKUP function. Option E. Determine which of the three different images to display using the IF function. Correct answer is option A, C and option E.